Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for joining the last day of the Parent Reset Challenge. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, everyone. And I want to start by saying thank you again for being here today and for committing to these 3 days Parent Reset Challenge. I appreciate you. I say thank you. And as we all know, parenting is one of the most important roles that we all carry, especially mothers. And yet, many of us, we were never taught how emotional patterns will shape the homes that we create. So the fact that you took time to reflect over these 3 days already tells me something important, that you care deeply about the kind of environments your children are growing up in. Thank you so much for showing up. And I want to ask, who attended all the 3 days? Is anyone here that has been with us since the beginning? If this is the third day, who joined us the first day, the second day, and today? I would like to appreciate you. Who is it that has been part of this challenge since day one? And hope we are all using our journal. Hope we have them downloaded. And I will appreciate anyone that wants to say anything about the assignment, about the reflection. Is there anyone that would like to say something before we continue? Okay, if no one wants to talk, let's just continue. So over the past 2 days, the first day we began exploring something powerful together. For those that were not here, we talked about how children are confidence are built. We slow down long enough to examine the emotional patterns shaping how we respond to our children. On day one, we talked about patterns. Most importantly, we defined patterns. We discovered that many parenting reactions are not random. They are patterns that were formed over time, sometimes through how we were raised, sometimes through stress, even pressure or cultural expectations, the way the environment that we grew up in and how our parents raised us, and sometimes simply through what we observed growing up around us. And we talked about the pattern loop that start with trigger. When you get triggered by your children's behavior and actions, then you react to their behavior or actions. Then later you might regret it, then you still repeat the same thing, and it goes on over and over like that. That when patterns are repeated, they become cycles that we find so hard to break. And we talked about many parents shared their own experiences, and we talked about how we can help each other. Many parents were able to recognize their own patterns, they shared their own patterns, how they were raised growing up, and how they've been reacting, how they've allowed it to even shape their parenting style. And then the same thing, we talked about that patterns are not permanent. It's something that we can work on and that can be changed, which is a good news. We talked about anything that is learned can be unlearned and replaced. And awareness alone is powerful because once you see a pattern, you can begin to interrupt it. And on the second day, for those that were not here yesterday, we talked about triggers. We focused mainly on triggers. We moved deeper into understanding triggers and emotional regulation. We explored something many parents experience, but they rarely talk about. Sometimes the emotional intensity we feel in parenting is not only about what the child does or what did not do. It can be connected to stress. It can be connected to burnt out, exhaustion, unresolved experiences, pressure, also pressure to be a good parent, and or even memories from our own childhood. And we talked about how our nervous system reacts quickly under stress, and that is where the 10-second pause comes in. We can take a 10-second pause, and instead of you reacting, you might just stop and calm yourself down, then go back to talk to your child later when everything has calmed down. So we talked about using the PARI framework, the pause, the breathe, the realization, respond intentionally to lower your voice instead of reacting emotionally. And we also talked about something very important, that children borrow emotional regulation from parents, especially young children. They do not have the brain development to regulate strong emotions on their own. So when children are overwhelmed, they look to the adults in the room, and because your action speaks louder than your words, they will copy whatever they see you do. Like even when you yell at them, when you shout at them, they will also use the same pattern. Maybe like this first child might be doing the same thing with the junior ones. So they copy what they see in the home. If the adult becomes more escalated, the situation also escalates. Children, they might talk back at you, they might be rude, they might be rolling their eyes, and the situation might escalate. But if the adult becomes calmer, the child still realize that, oh, okay, I need to be calm, and they will settle down too. And this is why emotional regulation is in parenting is very powerful, not because it controls the child, but because it stabilizes the environment. So today, I think so many people are joining. Thank you for joining. If you are just joining us, yes, we have 7 people in the room. Thank you for showing up. I don't know if anybody has joined the YouTube. Let me see if we have anybody online watching us. Yeah, I think there's someone watching online. Thank you for people that are joining on the YouTube. Okay, so today, does anyone has a question for regarding what I've talked about regarding the what we shared on day one and day two? Do we have anything to add, any question regarding before we move on to today's on? Today is just everything coming together. That's what we are going to be sharing today. Anybody wants to say anything or add to what I just shared? Okay, let's move on. So today we bring everything together. We'll focus on deeper, on something deeper, how confidence is formed in our children, because confidence is not something children simply develop. We've talked about it on the first day. It's not something they develop on their own. It grows, confidence grows in environments where children feel emotionally safe. And that leads us to today's theme. And today's theme is becoming the safe place that your child grows from. So let's talk about why low confidence may not be about the child. Because you see your child is quiet, maybe your child is an introvert, they don't talk, they are shy. When they go outside, they are not bold enough to talk or express themselves. One of the biggest discoveries parents make when studying emotional development is this, that children are not born with low confidence. They might have inherited it from their parents as a pattern that they inherited as along with other features they inherit from their parents, like physical patterns and all that. So most children are not born with low self-esteem or low confidence. Confidence is shaped through experiences, most especially like 40 to 60% is shaped through experiences, through relationships, through emotional environment, how how they were raised, how children are being shaped at home. For example, imagine two children learning to ride a bicycle. If one child falls, the parent respond calmly and says, "Oh, that is okay. You try again. I'm right here. Don't worry. I will be there to catch you. And the child tries again. Now imagine another child that falls and the parent reacts with frustrations and says, you don't know how to do anything, nothing. You're always falling. You can never ride a bicycle in your life, saying all sorts of negative things. That's what the child will absorb. The child will be like, okay, I can't do it. It's too hard. Maybe mommy said I can't, that I always fail at everything I do. The child might not try. So we have to be careful what we say to our kids, how we address them. If your child falls and you're like, oh, don't worry, it's okay, you can try again, you can do anything you put your mind to do, that child will be encouraged and will want to try. But if you are that kind of parent, you shout at your child and be like, only 1 plus 1, you cannot do, you cannot add 1 plus 1. All your mates are in primary five, all your mates are in high school, that child might start feeling bad about themselves. So we have to be careful. That kind of a child will grow with low self-esteem, and the child may begin feeling nervous about trying again. Same child, same ability, but different emotional environments. Children interpret experience through the responses of the adults around them. So the experience, how we address them, the way we treat them. And that is why sometimes when a child struggles with confidence, the issue is not always ability. It's not as if that they can't do that thing they are scared of. It's not as if they can't talk in front of people. It's not as if they cannot control their emotion. But it's because of how they've been shaped, how they've been addressed. Maybe they make a mistake, and instead of showing them how to correct that mistake and see and be like, oh, this is not how you do it. Next time, this is what you will do. You know, that child, every child has the ability to be great, but when we shut them down, when we shout at them, when we don't encourage them or affirm them, sometimes the issue is the emotional climate surrounding the learning and the mistakes. So children thrive in environments where mistakes are treated as opportunities to grow. When your child make a mistake or they fail, treat that failure as an opportunity for them to do better, to make it better, that they can succeed. No matter how many times you fail, stand up again, dust yourself and keep going. They will thrive in that kind of environment. They will believe in themselves. They will believe that they can do anything they set their minds to do. And they will be bold and confident to express themselves. We have to treat mistake as opportunities to grow. But if mistakes are treated as failure, children may become afraid to try. They will become afraid, and confidence will slowly decreases. It will decrease day by day. Before you know it, they don't they will just shut down and they are hiding. I know this from experience. I know how I was very shy. I used to hide behind. Even when I joined the choir, I would never sing. You never see me in front of the choir. I would always hide behind people. And it became a burden for me when I started seeing it in my daughter. I was like, no. She loved to sing and she wanted to be in the choir, but she was so shy. She was so scared of people seeing her on stage. And I was like, no, you will not go through the same thing I went through. I'm not going to allow you to miss opportunities and all that. So we have to encourage our children. And this is why understanding the emotional environment of the home is very, very important. I hope you're all here with me because everywhere is quiet.
Yes, we are. We are paying attention and listening. Good
Okay,
evening.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we have to create that atmosphere where they will believe in themselves. And we have that there's so many things that are invisible, like invisible messages that the children receive. It's not about the instruction that you give them, you must do this, you must do that. How are we being an example to them? How are we creating that safe home for them? Actions, what are we doing to create that atmosphere? Imagine you yelling and shouting at your child. You now see your child doing the same thing to the siblings. How are you going to correct? The child will be like, oh, it's what I see you do, mommy, or is what I see you do, daddy. So children they learn far more from what they observe than from what they are told. They watch how parents handle stress. They watch how parents handle mistakes. How we handle mistakes. They watch how parents treat other people. Maybe you are the parent that say you must not lie in my house. Don't you ever lie. And one day someone is coming to see you and you tell your child, tell that person I'm not home. Tell them I'm not at home. You are lying already, and your child will be like, oh, but mommy, you are home. I have an example of my sister-in-law. She told me a story where there was a day she was speeding and she got to the red light. She did not stop. And that was how the police stopped her. And when police stopped her, she and her son, they were in the car. So when the police stopped, she was now trying to tell the police that, oh, she was sorry, that she had an appointment. She was taking the son to an appointment, that he was very sick, and she didn't want to be late. That's how the son answered from behind. And the son was like, no, mommy, I'm okay. I'm not sick. I'm okay, mommy. And the police officer was shocked. She too, she was so embarrassed and all that. And that day I was like, wow, you have to be careful. So she got the ticket that day. She was given a speeding ticket. So sometimes, but how we example that we show them, they will copy. They will copy, or maybe you're on the phone and you're telling your friend, I'm not home, or I'm not home, don't come and see me. We have to find a way of how we balance what we share in front of them, or we have to be truthful to in front of them, because whatever you show them, whatever they see you do, they will copy. Maybe you tell your parent, you tell your kids, don't always be on your phone. You can't be on the screen all the time. But we as parents, the first thing you do in the morning is to hold your phone. The first thing you do is pick your phone early in the morning. When you come back from work, you're not even interacting with your kids. You don't have time for them. You are on your phone scrolling. So what will your child, what would they do, your children? They will always want to be on their phone too, or they want to watch TV. We have to show by example. They are watching us. They might not even say anything, but these kids that we have these days, they will say it. So we have to be careful what we show them, how we are shaping the home. So the same way, if you pay, for example, if a parent constantly shouts during conflict, the child may learn that shouting in the same way. The child will learn that, oh, shouting is the way problems are handled. Maybe they see you and your husband or you and your spouse, you're always shouting during conflicts. You don't have a calm way of resolving conflicts. They are watching and it will affect them. And that is the way they will handle things. They will handle problems too. They will do the same thing when they are outside. Like all those kids that you see on the road that they're fighting, there's somewhere they get that from somewhere, they copy it from somewhere. They just don't start one day and they want to be aggressive, or they want to be lousy. It's from somewhere. They might not even know they have it in them until something happens and they can't control themselves, or they can handle their emotions. So if a parent stays calm and communicates respectfully, the child learns that calm communication is possible even during difficult moments. Children are constantly absorbing invisible messages. So we have to be careful what we show them, especially messages about self-worth, messages about emotions, about relationships, about conflict and identity, especially identity. Who are you? Who do you call yourself? When you are in a bad situation, do you say negative words? Do you say, oh, I'm dead? Oh, it's not going to work out. Things are always failing for me. I don't always, how do you handle conflict? How do you handle situations? How do you control your emotions yourself? What are the things you say to yourself? How do you see yourself? They will absorb all these things and it will show the patterns and the cycles will go on like that. And we have to watch our tone, the way we communicate. Tone communicates powerful messages. How do you communicate? You are saying you're not shouting, but what's how your tone? How do you correct in love? Imagine a child saying, I cannot do this. If a parent responds with impatience, the child may feel pressure, right? The child is like, mommy, I can't do it. I don't know what to do. But if a parent responds with impatience, the child will feel pressure. But if the parents respond calmly and say something like, let us try again together, okay, let me show you, the child will feel supported. And those small interactions shape how children begin to see themselves. Little, little interactions like that. Like my son, like my son, I am basically the one that trained him because when he started school, he was just going to school. He will come back home. I will ask him, "What did you do at school today?" Uh, that they went for a walk. They were watching music. They were doing. I'm like, okay, you can't write your name. I think he was 4 years old or 5 years old then. He couldn't write his name. He couldn't write ABC. I was like, no. And when I asked the teacher, they would say, oh, they don't want to pressure him. He's taking his time because my son, he has a slow development. And I was like, no. So I started teaching him myself. I'm like, Kiki, you can do it. Oh, yeah, write. This is how you write. And before you knew it, he started writing his name, he started writing ABC. And the teacher were like, oh, we thought he wasn't ready. I was like, no, I will not have a child. I will not be able to write his name or write ABC. No. So parents, we have to we have to take this up. Teachers, they have their own kids too. They have so many people they are training. So you have to train your own children yourself. We have to support them in the house. Those small interactions that we have with them at home, let's create time for them. It will shape how they begin to see themselves. And we have to also grow as parents, as we have to show that leadership skills at home. We have to keep learning, gain knowledge. There's some parents that they're not even training themselves. They don't know what is happening in the world. Their kids know so much more than them. They don't know what is happening. We have to keep developing ourselves. If we have to go for a course, go for a course. If you have to pay for something, pay for it. Like me, this year, my husband had to be like, this year we are not spending more money again. You've gone for so many certifications, we've gone for so many courses. I'm like, I love to learn, I love to grow. You have to know what is going on in the world. You have to be out there and you have to be the one that will even teach your children, show them things, how to do things and all that. Sometimes when my daughter is telling me I'm like, wow, so you know all about this. I remember the first time I can't remember, I saw something and she was like, oh, mommy, you don't know it. She was the one that was showing me how to do it. I think is AI, was it AI? Something about AI. I can't remember now. So we have to learn too. We have to develop ourselves and learn more. If you have to learn more about something that your child is passionate about, learn about it so that you can do things together, you can bond together. We have to become that safe place for them. Of course, people always say that you can't be too friendly with your children. Of course, there will always be boundary. You have to be set boundary so that they will not disrespect you. You are still the mom, you are still the dad, you are still the parent. but you have to be able to bond with your kids. You have to be that safe place they will always come back to. They have to trust you to be able to tell you things going on with them. And that is the art of the of today's conversation, becoming that safe place for them. What does it actually mean for a parent to become that safe place? A safe place is not a home with no discipline. It is not a home with no correction. You will have to correct your children, correct them in love. You have to discipline them if they need to be disciplined. But we have to be the guardian. Children still need guidance. They need boundaries. So we have to be that safe place for them. A safe place means something deeper. It means a relationship between the parents and the child remains secure, even when correction happens. How does that happen? That you are correcting your child and your child still will be able to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, mommy, I'm sorry. I won't do that again. I got carried away. Oh, mommy, I'm sorry. I got distracted. I didn't hear you calling me." Not that they are defensive and they're like shouting back at you or they are mad, they are frowning. We can have that child that will be calm too. That will be like, "Oh, mommy, I got distracted." They will be able to tell you the truth. "Oh, mommy, I got distracted. I was on my phone. I didn't hear you." And you'll be able to correct them in love. It means that relationship that can be between the parents can be so secure that when you correct them, it's just you might even laugh and make a joke about it. There's a way that there will be calm and peace in the house because children they feel safe when they know that they are loved, even when they make mistakes. Not that they are scared. They are scared to come into the house. They are scared to tell you they've made a mistake. But a child will feel safe when they know that they are loved, even when they make that mistake. They will know that, oh, mommy will not shout at me. Maybe she will tell me how to correct these mistakes. And their voice matters. We have to know that their voice matters because they are becoming independent. These days, imagine a 2-year-old, a toddler, before you know it, they will start saying no. Anything that you ask them or you tell them, they will say no. It's because they are becoming independent. They are becoming to know their own identity. And imagine your teenagers, a 12-year-old. I was watching TV yesterday and I saw a 13-year-old boy and a 15-year-old boy that they give birth to a child. I'm like, wow, how can a 13-year-old boy impregnate a 15-year-old girl? Imagine. Because they are learning things out there, they are seeing things on the internet, their friends are sharing things with them. So they are becoming independent, they have their own mind, and we can't stop that. You cannot, they have to be able to express themselves, but we have to be able to be that safe place for them. And they will feel safe when they know they are loved, even when they make mistakes. By the time you start correcting them in love, telling them this is how you do it, this is not the way that you're shouting and screaming, this is how you are not supposed to do it, this is how you do it, because their voice matters. And when you acknowledge their emotions, they love it. They love it. It's just like a woman and a man in a relationship. Maybe your whole love language is gifts. You love to receive gifts. And the man is making food for you, and you say, "I don't want you to help me. I need gifts or I need money." Some people they just want affirmations. They want you to affirm them. That's their whole love language. And it's the same way with our kids. We have to know their love language. You have to know our children's, each one of them. Oh, how can I be able to get to his heart or to her heart? And they will do anything for you, a child. They will do anything for you too when you know their love language, when they know that you love them and you correct them in love. And that way their identity is protected, even when behavior is corrected. Let us look at another example. A child forgets their homework. What will you do if your child forgets their homework at home? Another person might be like, "Oh, you're very irresponsible. You never remember anything, you know, always forgetting things. I told you to pack your bag. You did not pack your bag. You did not, you are shouting. All that the child will be hearing is, I am irresponsible. But if you respond with something like, oh, you forgot your homework today, let us talk about how you can remember next time, you know? And you're like, next time, this is how you remember, this is what you do. When you are done having your bath, you have your uniform on. The next thing you do is to put your books, everything in your bag, go downstairs, then arrange your food, you can tell them and they will have that routine. And kids, they love routine. And before you know it, they will fall into that routine that is the way they want it to be done. If you can create a routine for your kid, create routine for them, they will follow it. Because how teachers, I'm sure we have teachers in the house. How do they make routine at school? And they listen to their teachers. Like my daughter, there's a way that she arranges her book. I'm like, why don't you do like this? Like, oh, this is how my teacher said we should be arranging it. And they will always listen to their teacher and follow their teacher's instructions. Because why? Because there's a routine, there's a plan. When you get to school at 8 o'clock, this is what we do. When it's 8:10, you go for recess, you go for break. When it's 8:15, we are doing maths. When it's 8:20, we are doing English. Have a routine in your home. Let your kids have routine. Let them get used to it early enough and they will follow that routine. So when you tell that child, oh, you forgot your homework today, let's talk about how we can remember next time. The child, all that the child is hearing, is hearing you say is, I made a mistake, but I can improve. Mistakes are for you to get better, to make better decisions next time, not to miss an opportunity next time. And that difference matters. It matters a lot because children, they build their identity through repeated emotional experiences. You might not know they are holding everything and bottling everything in. Another example, a child comes home upset because something happened at school. Sometimes parents will try to fix the problem immediately, but emotional safety often begins with listening. Do we listen? Or you're already shouting, I'm like, you must be the one that made the mistake. You might not even want to listen to your child. You are always troublesome. You are the trouble one. And we might want to fix the problem immediately, but emotional safety it begins with listening. Listen. We should always listen. Let's listen to our children. You might be like, okay, okay, sit down, tell me about it. What happened and all that. You can be like, I can see you are upset. Tell me what happened. Some parents, they don't even care whether their kids are upset or not. But when your children feel heard, they begin learning how to process emotions. They learn that difficult feelings are not something to hide. It's when they can express their emotions, they will be happy to share anything with you. They will know that, oh, when I'm having a difficult time, it's not something I should hide from my mommy, or I should hide from my daddy. They will be able to tell you things. So there's something that can be understood and managed. Children who grow in emotionally safe environments, they develop confidence, they develop resilience, emotional intelligence, and they have stronger relationships. Yes, they have stronger relationships because they have grown to learn that they can express their emotions, that they are safe when you are there. They know that my home is a safe place where I can grow. And when children feel that kind of safety, they naturally begin to take more healthy risk. They try new things, they speak up, they develop courage, they want to participate in things, they want to share their own ideas, they want to express themselves. So confidence grows in environments where children feel secured enough to try, to fail, to make mistakes, and keep trying again. We have to be there for our kids. We have to provide that safe place for them to grow. It's not about, oh, we are pampering them or we are praising them too much. No, it's not about that. Okay, I think I want to pause here. I don't know if we have our journal. I would like us to go through our journal for the day three section. So we have some questions there. Can we take a moment? If anyone, I would like anyone to share. I think I think the first question, let me see my notes. The first question says that this week, starting from today, one way I will become a refuge for my children is what? Yes, would someone like to share? I would like someone to share that one way that you will become a refuge, a safe place for your child. What would that one way be?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Bola.
Hello?
Hello,
Can you-
can everybody hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I believe
Okay,
I hear.
okay. So one way I would say is I would listen more and also validate their emotions and
Mm,
not yeah, to listen. If so, like for instance, if they maybe something happened in school and they
mm,
would like to talk about it, instead of like jumping in to try to solve the problem, just listen
mm,
to give a listening ear, and
mm,
also to validate their emotions, because African setting, we don't usually validate emotions. We push them
mm,
aside, we brush them off. So that validation, I think it's key for me. So if a child is upset or angry
mm,
or whatever it may be, they will what I can ask them what exactly it is they are feeling at the moment and how
mm.
I could help.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. That's a good one. Anybody else? Oh, we should go to the second question. Okay. Um, the second question says, one pattern I am choosing to interrupt starting now. Maybe the pattern that you grew up with, maybe a pattern that you inherited from your parents. Maybe you like to shout, you like to yell, or you get angry easily, or you're a people pleaser. Something you are choosing to interrupt starting from now that will help your kids or your child grow and for you also to heal and be that safe place for our kids because we cannot give what we do not have. That's just the truth. If as a parent we do not heal first, we cannot give what we don't have to our kids. If you just keep going in that cycle. Is there any pattern anyone is choosing to drop and interrupt and work on? Or one, the last question is, I think, one intentional response I will practice. Here's the journal. I think it's the same thing as what Madam Bolahan said, or she shared. So I would like us to take a few minutes to just write honestly, or just jot down or note it down, reflect in your journal, and just begin to say from now, this is what I would love to do, this is what I will work on. Calm yourself, be that safe refuge for your kids. at home. And I would just like to say that thank you for everyone that have showed up the last 3 days. And even if we didn't make the 3 days, I'm going to make all the videos available soon. I'm trying to edit all the parts that were not good there. And I noticed that yesterday I actually shared the wrong slides. I was sharing the wrong screen for everybody. That was why I kept asking, because my laptop really messed up yesterday. I kept asking, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? I actually shared the wrong screen. So I'm working on that so I can have a good video for everybody to watch, to go back and watch. The day one, I think day one has been edited and is there on YouTube. Can always go back to watch it. And also, I just want to say that we have a program coming, and if anybody would like to join, it is called the Calm Parent Reset Program, and it's going to be a 6 weeks program that will have everybody in the anybody that wants to join, and we will exploit emotional patterns. We will exploit triggers. And we will talk about our experiences, how we can help each other. It's going to be like a community program where we have buddies. You have someone that you are accountable to, that you'll be able to help each other to be that safe place for your kids. So it is a guided experience designed to help parents go deeper into understanding emotional patterns and building that emotional safe homes. So we are going to go through how we can heal the series of framework that we are going to use that has been tested that we are going to use to heal as parents to develop ourselves to be that safe person, because what we do not have we cannot give, to see the pattern so that we'll be able to heal the roots. And healing is not something that can be done in a day. It's a journey. Healing is a journey. And I've seen parents that have repeated the same pattern over and over again. And like myself, I've done that too. And when I started studying this, I had to go for different courses, different certification, and I'm doing my master's in psychology, counseling and psychology now. And I had to be like, okay, I needed to help myself. I needed to heal. And if you don't heal first, it's you that pattern, you just keep repeating it, even in any relationship you find yourself, even at your place of work, in your relationship with friends, family, you just notice that there's this pattern that I have. I easily get angry, you know? And it's the day I decided to work on it was the kind of person I am, I am a very quiet and calm person. But when you push me to the wall, I'm like, no, I don't want to take this again. And it happened at work. There's this supervisor that was always picking on me. And that day, he was supposed to do something for me, and I sent him an email, and he refused, and he copied so many people in the email, and I just got angry, and I did not calm myself, and I responded to the email. And after sending the email, I was like, oh my God, why did I send that kind of email? Because I just called him out. I was like, why are you like this, And after I sent the email, like, hey, Jesus, my manager was copied in the email. So many people were in the email, like, wow, hope I'm not losing my job and all that. And after that, I'm like, oh my God, I need to work on myself. I don't want to respond. I needed to be able to handle my emotions and all that, because I can be very calm. But when you push me to the wall, I react aggressively and all that. And I'm like, no, this is not me. I would need to work on my emotions. I need to be able to handle my emotions, even when people these days when people are even they are saying things about me. I'm just like I'm not. It doesn't affect me again. I don't know. I've gotten to that stage that nothing you say will even pinch me now. Like the other day at work, one of these mental health patient that we have, he just came in and he was calling me ugly black woman, bitch. I was like, oh, am I ugly? No, I'm not ugly. Am I am I a bitch? No, I'm not a bitch. Unlike before, it would have affected me. I might not talk to anybody throughout that day, but I'm like, my colleague had to be like, wow, you are so used to these people now. I'm like, yes, am I a bitch? I'm not a bitch. So we can get to that stage that no matter what anybody do to you, you will not even be affected. We can get to that stage, and we can get to that stage that we'll be calm no matter how our children try to push us to react in a certain way. We're not supposed to react, to call them names. We're not supposed to call them. We can do it. You can heal the roots. You can, and when you see the pattern, it's the pattern that you know that you can work on. You can free yourself and transform your family. And through this program, parents will learn to how to break free from reactive parenting cycles. They will learn to heal emotional patterns, influence their reaction, develop emotional regulation that lasts, and also we learn to communicate in ways that correct behavior without damaging our children's identity. We'll be able to reconnect with our children in deeper and in healthier ways to create emotionally safe environments where our children will grow confident. Because if we cannot heal, we are saying we want confident children, we start with us. It starts with the parents. We have to work on our inner mindsets. We have to reset our mindsets, and we will receive weekly coaching sessions, guided reflections, exercise, and community support. So, if anybody is interested, you can reach out to me. I will put the link later in the group, and we'll go from there. If anybody is interested, I would love to have you in this cohort. And also, participants will also receive discounts of the program, everybody that participated in this program, and also parents from my other group. I will talk to them later. They will also get a discount. And yes, you also get an access to my new book that is coming out later in the year. You will have access to the book. You'll be the first set of people that will have access to the book. So I will send the link later, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been part of this challenge. I appreciate people that showed up, everybody that have shared and has been supportive in this challenge. So many people registered, and I believe we are all busy. I understand that. I'm sure so many people will go back and still watch. So people that were able to join, thank you so much. And I just want us to know that parenting is not about perfection. It's not about, I'm a bad parent, or we are not doing our job well. It is not easy. There's no handbook anywhere that would tell you exactly how to parent, but we can be that safe place for our kids. We can heal. And it's all about the awareness and growth. We have to grow too. We can't just keep saying, oh, this is the way I've been all my life. In my family, we're always angry. In my family, we shout. Oh, in my family, we talk back. You can grow and be that safe place for our kids. And every moment of awareness is an opportunity to build a home where children will feel safe, they feel valued and confident, and we have better community. And with the way the world is going, we need to be that safe place for our kids. And that journey begins with just one decision. Thank you so much for being part of this challenge. I don't know if anybody has anything to still share, anything we want to say. Anybody? Okay, there's chats. Let me see the chat. I'm working on not yelling. Okay, Madam Bola. I'm working on being too emotional. about things and already seeing this in my daughter. I know. I also have stopped yelling. I don't even have the energy again. I thank you, everybody. Thank you to Madam Bola. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Madam Fulola, Madam Fola Shade, Chineye, Blessing. I don't know this person's name. It's the name of a phone, Xiaomi or something. Blessing, who again? And I don't know if anyone is on YouTube. Jade Sola, I can see Jade Sola on YouTube. 4 people watching on YouTube. Thank you for joining people on YouTube. I think I can see Miracle, Damilola Ifeoluwa. Okay, thank you, everybody. It's been a lovely 3 days. Oh my God, it's been lovely. Even though this week has been so busy for me, but I had to show up. I'm, I'm so grateful people joined. Thank you, everybody. So before we round up, anybody wrap up? Anybody, anything, any contribution, anything to share? Okay, I think this. Thank you. Thank you too. Thank you for your time. Okay, then the group, I'll be putting more stuff in the group. I'll be sharing more. Anything I have that I need to share, I'll be sharing more in the group. From Chine, yeah, you are interested. Okay, thank you. I will put the link and everything in the group later today. Latest in the tomorrow morning. I'll put it in the group. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Jadi Sola. Yes. So good night. Good night, everyone. Regards to your family, regards to your kids, and let us work on being that safe place for our children. Someone is saying something.
No, good night.
Good night. Okay. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for joining.